So, hello everyone. This is Dr. K. Jagannayaki, Professor MBA Department. So, today I am going to discuss about the social science research. So, we have seen different types of research: fundamental, descriptive, analytical research. So, apart from that, I want to discuss about social science research, which is where I am going to cover introduction to social science research, the definition of social science research, and what is the nature and need for social science research, and why it is important in case of commerce and other related researches. And I want to discuss today about utility of social science research. So let us start with the introduction part. So social science research is similar, and it is like physical, biological and technological research. It includes social sciences, humanities and languages. And the social science research, it is basically related to study about human beings and about their institutions, and it is empirical in nature, and it is also, as we are going to discuss about the attitudes and behaviors of the people, it is interdisciplinary in nature. So every society, if you take into consideration, somehow or other way they used to have different types of problems in their society. So these problems might be related to social, or some of the problems are concerned with economical related problems, even political aspects will be there, and financial problems. So this social science research is a systematic method of collection of the facts, and it is used to identify like the new things, new concepts, new theories, depending upon the verifiable evidences that are already might have collected by someone else. So this kind of research, it used to analyze what is the cause and effect relationship between various factors that governs the human beings about their attitudes, their behavior in various situations. So manipulation of things, concepts and symbols, that also possible with the help of social science research. So it extends new knowledge and new concepts and new phenomena. Then coming to the definition of social science research, so people, they have defined social science into different ways. So according to Professor Ramel, he defined social science research, it is devoted to a study of mankind in his social environment and is concerned with improving understanding of social orders, groups, institutions, and whatever instructions they are going to get from different people, and it is all about the ethics of the people. Then, according to Professor M.H. Gopal, he defined social science. It is a scientific analysis of the nature and trends of social phenomena or groups or in general of human behavior so as to formulate broad principles and scientific concepts. See, both definitions, they are giving the same conclusion that social science is about the study of social groups, about their environment, and what kind of personalities people may have, and how do they behave in different situations. So basing on that, one can able to formulate new principles, and also as it is a social science research, it is also a scientific way of research through which we can able to come out with new concepts and theories. Then coming to the nature of social science research, it deals with social phenomena. So there will be some environment where the people, they used to come together, they will form like groups. So one can able to study the individual behavior, the attitudes, and also the group behavior. So it studies the behavior of human beings and covers all types of aspects of the society which have the major influence on the human life. Like one can able to consider the economic factors, political, educational, administrative and other related aspects of their life. So it leads to the discovery of new facts or verifications of old ones. So both can be done with the help of social science research. It tries to establish the causal relationship between various human activities. See, for example, if you want to know what is the impact of any kind of social problem, for example, if you take poverty as the one of the major problem in the society, then first of all we used to understand what leads to poverty, why people they are leading such kind of life, what are the basic reasons behind it. So there are so many reasons we can say due to lack of employment, and there may not be sufficient support from the people, like from the government kind of thing. So all these things we can able to analyze the problem of poverty. So that's how we try to establish a causal relationship between various factors. It discovers the rules or laws so that they can be used in their prosperity, and if they want to grow further, that can be possible with different laws and different rules that should be established by the society. Then, coming to the nature of social science research, use of scientific methodology. So, like other researchers, even in case of social sciences, also as we are going to study about the people's behavior and their attitude, we used to follow a systematic process. Then second one is like development of new scientific tools, concepts and theories. See, research means it is a purposive investigation, and when you are talking about the investigation, we used to collect data from different sources using primary and secondary sources. So some part of your study you are going to collect from the respondents directly for the first time, and some already existing form of sources may be available. So if you are utilizing the secondary sources, so just by verifying those sources, and you are going to come out with a new insights, new aspects that leads to development of new scientific tools or concepts or theories, and it facilitates reliable and valid study of human behavior. So, as we are saying, social science research is a scientific method. So, whatever data you are going to collect, that should be in a systematic manner. So, the data must be reliable and we can draw valid conclusions out of it. And it assists in understanding the evolution of new theories. So, if you want to come out a new innovative idea, a new product, or a new concept, there should be some origin, some basis that should be helpful to the researcher to draw new insights from the study. And human beings are the sources of data, especially in case of social science research, as we are going to study about the behaviors and attitudes of various humans. So the basic data sources are human beings. So you are not going to depend on any other sources like natural sources that are used for in another applied research kind of thing. But exclusively when you are talking about social sciences, human beings are the basic sources of data through which you are going to collect the relevant information, and that data should be analyzed and out of which you are going to conclude, you are going to develop a new concepts, new theories, new policies, etc. So social science research, it includes attitudes, environments, honesty, personal values, and biases can change the research decisions. So the decisions, whatever you are going to formulate, whatever things you are going to generate, so that may change the decision of the researcher. And it is also useful to understand the social life, and that helps to control our social behavior. And most of the social science research, they are academic in nature. So academicians, they are going to develop new concepts and theories with the help of social science research. The next one is, what is the need for interdisciplinary approach? Why we are going to use interdisciplinary approach in case of social sciences? The first one is, it is helpful to handle the problems or situations that arise in a society. It facilitates better understanding and management of complex problems or situations facing in a particular society. See, society means a group of people. Whenever you are talking about a particular society, there will be different types of problems, and which are always, they are dependent on each other, and also they are multidisciplinary in nature. So the need for multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary approach in social science research, that causes due to limitations of individual social science. See, sociology, when you are talking about sociology, it is a discipline. It includes all types of subjects, like as you are going to study the nature of human beings. Directly, you cannot say that it is related to only to one particular issue or one particular problem. For example, if you take a problem of poverty, so the problem of poverty, as it is a single problem of the society, but we have to see the problem in multi dimensions, in different angles, like economic perspective, we have to look into the problem, political point of view, and other sources, societal related issues, everything we used to consider to find out the solution to the problem of poverty. And second one is interrelationship among social sciences. See, another example I want to take, if you take example of unemployment in rural areas. So as we know, the government, they are coming out with new different schemes and new proposals or projects, so that they can minimize the problem of unemployment, especially in rural areas. But academic point of view or social point of view, even if you are taking into political point of view, so somehow or other, the people, they want to come out with a solution to solve the problem of unemployment. Sometimes they can consider the proper mix of two related social sciences. See, one is sociology, another one is political science, if they want to consider it as in terms of politics. So it depends on the researcher and how they are going to come out with a different solutions, so that they can easily solve the problem of unemployment, especially in case of rural areas. Then third one is the need for objectivity in research findings. See, as I already told you, certain problems or issues in social sciences, they can deal with only through multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary way. It would affect the objectivity of conclusions drawn from the study. So what do you mean by objectivity? Objectivity means whatever proceedings, whatever conclusions you are going to draw without being influenced by any bias or personal opinions. So you are not going to consider the personal opinions, and views of the people into consideration. So, bias means it is an unfair preference for someone or something. So, you are not going to give much importance to a specific person or a specific thing. So, if the objectivity means whoever will going to apply the statistical tools or whatever kind of theories or practices they used to lead the same type of answers. So, in order to solve the complexity of social phenomena and for getting objectivity in research findings, that is possible with the help of social science research. And that is the reason even the researchers or the investigators they should adapt interdisciplinary as well as multidisciplinary approaches whenever they are going for any kind of studies related to society. Then coming to the utility of social science research, the first thing is we can have social control. So how can we get this social control means it is possible only when one has complete knowledge of the organization. And if you have knowledge about the working of society and its various institutions. So in simple terms, if you want to say means you should have a complete knowledge about the organization as well as the employees who are working in the organization. Then only we can able to control the society. So it is possible if you have complete knowledge of the organization. Then second one is social cohesion. The study of society it creates better understanding and social cohesion between different groups. There should not be any kind of deviations. There should not be any kind of disputes among the people. So that can be possible if you can able to understand the organization as a whole. Then third, it reveals the underlying unity in the midst of disparity and creates a feeling of oneness. So if you are going to consider the social cohesion, then that leads to a smooth functioning of any organization. And third one is social welfare. So it can be achieved through social research. So it helps us to judge the magnitude of social evils, means whether the evils are that causes any kind of harm to the mankind. If the severity is more, then we need to make necessary steps to remove them. Then fourth one is social protection. So how one can get this social prediction means making predictions and goals for the future. So we can able to forecast or predict the future basing on the past behavior and so that you can establish a prospective path in the future. So it becomes possible because there are necessary data at their disposal. So whatever statistical methods you have, that should be used for predicting the future. And next one is social growth. It aims at opening new visitors of growth, knowledge and wisdom. That can be possible with the help of social science research. And social progress, it is conditioned by the knowledge of ourselves and we should also know the knowledge of other people. And it helps to forecast the trend of social growth on proper lines. Then coming to social research methods, we have different types of methods. One can conduct this type of research with the help of surveys by conducting some kind of interviews using observation methods. So survey means it is a pre-decided questions to a sample of individuals from a target market, especially to know the customer satisfaction towards a particular product or service. That can be possible with the help of social science research. A collection of information or feedback, if you want to collect from the individuals who will have different backgrounds, ethnicities, age groups, etc., that is possible with the help of survey method. And surveys can be conducted both online and offline mode. So if you want to increase the number of respondents, that should be possible with the help of online system. So a regular service, and even if you want to collect some kind of opinion polls, that should be possible through online. Then coming to the types of social research surveys. So basically you have three types of researches: longitudinal, cross-sectional, and correlational research. So when you are talking about longitudinal and cross-sectional social science research, this, that can be done with the help of observation method. Just by observing the people, we can collect some kind of information, you can analyze. But whereas coming to the correlational research, so it is non-experimental research method where we used to establish the relationship between cause and effect. So longitudinal social research surveys conducted with the same sample over a course of time. Coming to the cross-sectional, we used to take different samples. So people belongs to different race, different grades, different age groups. So like that we used to categorize. For example, if you take number of divorces or failed relationships, so the number of couples visiting marriage counselors or psychiatrists is increasing day by day at the present world. So even we are unable to understand what is the cause for a relationship, why it leads to divorce. So what the psychiatrist he will do is screening process done by the psychiatrist to understand an overview of relationship. So he want to know what type of association between the couple, what factors influence their relationship, and what kind of challenges they are going to face with each other. And this type of information useful to the counselor and to understand the patient, and accordingly he used to give his treatment. And another example, if you want to aware about disasters and disaster management programs, so there are so many institutions they used to create awareness, educate their communities, and make them to prepare to face any kind of disaster. So, what is the main purpose of these disaster management programs means the investigator or the researcher they can able to provide knowledge about the disaster management, what kind of steps they have to take in case of any disaster took place in a disaster prone areas, and they should know how to tackle that kind of situation. So survey can enable these institutions to understand what the areas that can be prompted more, and they have to identify the reasons and what kind of training is necessary to that disaster prone areas, and they can able to understand the public knowledge about the impact of their communities. So all these things can be done with the help of social science research. And second method is experiments. So experiments conducted to observe the change in one variable on another, and it is also helps to establish the cause and effects of a variable, and it is a theory which needs to be proved or disproved, and that should be done by a careful observation and analysis. So, an efficient experiment is that it builds a cause effect relationship while proving, rejecting, or disproving or accepting a particular theory. So, there will be two things, either you are going to accept it or you are going to reject. So, laboratory and field experiments are the examples of experiments. So, some people they used to choose a laboratory, and especially coming to social science research. So, most of these researches that should be done in the field. And third type of research method is interviews. So, interviews are that through which the researcher can able to gather the opinions and the feedback of the people by posing some kind of questions face to face, or it may be conducted by telephone or online mediums. So interviews are of two types, formal and informal. So formal interviews are those which are organized by the researchers with structured open-ended questions, and the format will be in a systematic manner. But whereas coming to informal interviews, they are more of conversations with the participants, and they are extremely flexible. So based on the convenience of the interviewer, they may make changes in the information, and somehow they are going to extract the relevant information from the respondents in case of informal interviews. The next method is observation. A researcher is expected to be involved in the daily life of all the participants to understand. So, what are the things they are going to consider means participants' routine, and how they are going to make decisions, what kind of decision making skills they have, and whether they have capable enough to handle pressure, and about their overall likes and dislikes. So these factors they're observed, and those factors are recorded, and it should be done only by a careful observation. So that decides whether a change in law will impact their lifestyle or not, or else whether a new feature will be accepted by the individuals or not. So that should be understood by the observation method. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.